Hi everyone, it's Nubian Sun Ra back with another video, and today I want to speak on Little Red Riding Hood, something we watched when we were younger, with the big bad wolf and things. Like, I want to talk about some interpretations and perspectives, right? So I was sitting here and I was thinking, I'm going to Google what that means, Little Red Riding Hood, and that's what I put inside of the Google search bar, right? So when I put it in there, I found that the definition of hood, the spiritual definition, is intuition, to be cloaked. It gives a young energy, and it's also connected to moonlight, like womanhood. The moon is the feminine energy, and I was like, okay, wow, like that's powerful, especially about it being about womanhood, and when you look at the nursery rhyme story again, with that perception in your mind, you could pick up a lot on that. And then I was also thinking about this Little Mermaid situation that happened a while back, and how everyone was just so upset. Well, not everyone, but some people's was upset at the fact that there was going to be a black Little Mermaid. So I thought, like, wow, all the other characters of a nursery rhyme is either animals or what we would call a white child, person, kid, whatever character, a white character, right? So I was like, okay, so they have been doing that, the media, for a very long time. It took a while before they were even allowing what they would call color folk inside of a picture, So for them to start a controversy about the Little Mermaid actually being black, for me, it questioned a lot of people's perception. I was being judgy, I ain't gonna lie, because I was like, if you don't want a black Little Mermaid, then you have to be racist, because what's wrong with her having a different color? She's still the Little Mermaid. The purpose and the message of the movie, the character, the theme, and all that stuff is not going to change. Like, it's just she's going to be what they would call a black little girl, So I was really thinking about the perception part of it. And then, like, I actually asked one of these people, and they were like, well, I always known her to be white, and that's how it was when we were growing up. And yeah, that's fine, but is it really that personal? They make sequels of movies all the time. So I was really trying to understand why this was different, And at some point I did think of it as like it was a race issue. But then I started looking at it from a 3D point of view. And it goes back to one of my other videos when I talked about how they made the people of Egypt to be white people. And there was a controversy about, white people can't be in the sun, so how are the Egyptians white? You know, I feel like it's the same thing with that situation with the Little Mermaid, because it's like, if you look at the situation from a spiritual point of view, which was actually a perception that's been twisted for us because of it being connected to the 3D, the spiritual, and the physical realm. That's a sidebar, but yeah, you look at it from a spiritual point of view, then you think of it as like, you know, most of the story lessons and stuff in nursery rhymes, it have been, you know, white characters, you know, and I'm like, okay, so what's the problem with that? You know, now I'm thinking like that, because I'm like, okay, if they have, I mean, I got mixed up just now. Let me rephrase what I just said. I am still thinking, what is the problem with them wanting to have a black Little Mermaid, right? So I'm like, okay, so what's the difference? And then I thought about it like, well, maybe the children that have darker auras, you know, they shine differently, you know. Maybe they just want something that's not a representation of, you know, something they might not look like. You know, everyone deserves representation, you know, and that's a problem within the 3D world and the 5D world, you know. Some people get more representation than others depending on situations, circumstances, and it draws us further apart whenever we take it so personal to the point where we're not really understanding that representation matter. And it's all the matter of, you know, after that fact, it's all the matter of, oh, well, you did me this way, we want to do you the same way. You don't like when the rabbit got the gun, when the shoe's on the other foot, you know. And that's, to me, I'll be like, you know what? That's petty. That's real. That's very petty. But at the end of the day, it's like, you can't really help people that really don't have that understanding, overstanding, to take their ego out the picture, be the bigger person, all those type of terminology, sayings, and all of that. You know, you can't do that. Just cannot do it. And it's like, until we actually start to work on ourselves and the way we think about things, it's like we'll never be able to fix things for ourselves as soon as we would want to. You know, time is an illusion, yes, but moving forward is progress, and it's something I like take seriously. And at the beginning of this video, I mentioned womanhood and cloaked, you know, the spiritual meaning of hood, cloaked, intuition, womanhood, moonlight, you know, all those things that we embody as women, you know. And a lot of us, we have to realize, once we could get ourselves out the way and ego, and like learn that, you know, it's not everything's a competition, then we'll be able to, like, once we get there, we'll be able to make progress as well, you know. And this is in any kind of group, community, body of consciousness, wherever terminology you want to call it. It's like, it's in every group of when you have people that's together. And I say that because we all are portals, right? And so we all have to literally stay at a vibe to where we do not allow negative energy in, or we're just going to have negative energy floating in and out of your consciousness, your thoughts, forms, and things like that. So it's like, when you're around more people, it's the harder they might have to fight off the negative energy, the negative thoughts, depending on, you know. And sometimes when you get to like a very high vibration, it's easier for you. So it's like you get to see all these things when you hang out with other people. And that's just be the hardest thing to actually accept at first, you know. So accepting it is like saying, you know, it's happening. It's something that is going to happen outside of my control, and whatever I can control, I'll be able to, you know, through free will, like the choice, if I decide to, basically. So that's just pretty much what we're all doing, but on different levels, different scales of understanding. Some people, I said in another one of my videos, some people will think that you're not intelligent and not knowing and wise because of the way you speak and understand truth, you know, and they might think they're better than you. It's the same thing with everything I just said, basically. Like competition, misrepresentation, you know, not giving everybody the representation that they need, you know. Like, people are tired of having stereotypes forced upon them, you know. Sometimes people just want to be in their own lane, but at the same time, it's like you want people to understand you, you know. And when you live a certain lifestyle, you know, you're not really worried about people understanding you, you know, and that's why there's always controversy instead of silence and respect, because you know, understand, overstand that it's not a competition, you know. That's just my thoughts on it. And yeah, I think the young energy comes from just the fact that red is one of the colors they will say of the sun, you know. But red is controversy too, you know, because a lot of people say red is dead or something like that. Like, it's like a bloody color. You know, when you see blood, usually people think of death. So it's like, well, the sun means life. So what's the other side of the coin? instead of looking at it as a person that has a certain color or aura color. They are not inhibiting and they don't have a soul, Yeah, that's how I look at it. Like, when they say you don't have a soul, they say you dead, right? So it's like a polarity there. Yeah, that's wild. I thought about that the other day whenever I had a memory of someone trying to tell me that I didn't have a soul. And I was like curious on what they meant, but they wouldn't elaborate, because people like to make comments just to see if you catch it, but to go into detail and tell a secret, no, they can't do that, right? Can't even make it make sense. It's my responsibility to catch it, right? So I caught it late, but it's like now I understand, a lot of times we don't understand what people say until like later on down the line, and no matter how much information they try to keep from you, you always could put it back. You could put it together. The truth comes to the light, and eventually shit comes out, like, and ain't no way around that. They're trying to find a way to where they can erase memories and stuff, so you won't remember what happens to you, at like certain ages. And it's all about time, like time gaps and stuff. And it's like, you gotta keep your head on out here, because it's wild. Well, I ran my mouth. I ran my mouth enough. I'm about to get off. I hope you all are drinking your water, earthing, saying your affirmations, meditating, staying balanced, and loving yourself. Thanks for watching. Peace and love.